Quick warning before we start this video. This video is going to contain topics that are not suitable for younger audiences under the age of 13. This video will discuss topics such as AI-generated gore and graphic material, child abuse and animal abuse, child exploitation and desensitization, and trauma. This video is meant for criticism and educational purposes only and falls under fair use. All sources used will be credited, and this video is not meant for hate or harassment. If you from my video, do not harass anybody involved. Just simply report them and walk away. Anyways, let's begin. Hey everybody, Jackson here, back with another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about a topic that's absolutely vile and disgusting, as it is currently plaguing both YouTube Shorts and TikTok. I would recommend, as of right now, not going on YouTube Shorts or TikTok, as this trend is absolutely just, it will fuck up your mental state. It will literally desensitize you to the most disgusting things ever. That's how bad it is. And I found out about this directly. I found out about this the same way that other vulnerable kids have, through the YouTube Shorts feed. So, essentially, what is this trend? So, to start, I actually have to explain how I found out about it. So, I was on my YouTube page looking for some long-form content, and I accidentally misclicked on a YouTube short. I didn't really get to see what the YouTube short was, but I think, but on the thumbnail, it had Creekcraft on it, and it was like yelling at a realistic baby. And I did not know what was about to happen in this video, but it was absolutely perverted and disgusting, and it was just fucking gross. The video was obviously generated with AI. If I remember, it was generated with the TikTok AI, and the TikTok AI is actually is scarily accurate, and it's very, very accurate at depicting real gore, which is absolutely scary. It's really disturbing to think that, like, now it's not just real gore that people have to be afraid of, it's AI gore, because AI gore is trained off of real gore videos, which means that, in a way, you are technically still looking at real gore. All of those weird cartel videos, they were used in the making of that weird AI video, which again is absolutely disgusting, and this is one of the main reasons why I'm against AI. The companies behind them do not put measures in place. They put very little measures in place. As I'm going to go into later, the prompts used to make these videos are actually very simple, and I genuinely cannot fathom how companies don't recognize this problem, because it's so simple and it's so easy to fix. So let's begin. Where did I find out about it? So obviously I misclicked on a YouTube Shorts video, and it involved Creekcraft and a baby. The video started out with Creekcraft slamming the door open and yelling at a baby. The baby was like a realistic newborn infant. It was it was like a real baby. It was a real baby. So Creekcraft slams open the door and starts yelling at the baby, saying, "Bitch, go clean up your room now." He says, "Clean your room now. You better clean your room, bitch, before I slap the shit out of you." Which, by the way, this is already disturbing enough. This meme is already glorifying child abuse, especially abuse towards a minor and like an infant, like a freaking infant. They don't even know how to speak yet. The baby couldn't even speak in that video. It just cried in that video. That's how bad it was. There was audio, and Creekcraft sounded like he was screaming at the top of his lungs. I am going to say this. No, Creekcraft did not do this. Creekcraft did not make this video. And Creekcraft has never done some depraved shit like this. This is one of the things that this is one of the popular This is actually a common trend with a lot of AI gore videos, especially the ones I'm going to talk about today. They usually use likenesses like Creekcraft, IDK Sterling, and Roblox games like Regretivator, and also just characters from other shows and media. Like, if I remember correctly, there was videos featuring a sports mascot called Zakumi, who is a leopard. I don't know. I actually caught my sister watching one of these videos. However, I don't think it was a gore video though. I don't think it was a gore video, but it was still one of those type of videos. And she showed it to me. She's like, "What the heck? Like, what the heck is with this trend?" And then I explained to her, "You're lucky you didn't see a gore video. Like, I saw cause I heard like some stuff was happening, but I didn't even know the full extent of it until like I stumbled upon a video like that myself." So yeah. So essentially, the videos, so Creekcraft was swearing at the baby, and then he says, "I should have gotten an abortion," which, by the way, sick fucking sentence to say, especially to a newborn infant, because abortion is actually a very sad process to go through. Some mothers don't want to go through with abortion, but they have to due to health complications or other risks. And that is sad because, sometimes it's what must be done. But yeah, no, this already was off to a bad start, but then it got so much worse. Then it showed the baby standing up and grabbing a broom and a dustpan or whatever, like the thing that you like put the dust into. And they were cleaning their room. They started cleaning their room, but then Creekcraft slams the door open again. It says, "You know what? Actually, screw it. I'm done with you." And then here's where the disgusting part happens. I don't have the video because I don't have the link anymore. Number one. Number two, I deleted it from my history. And number three, I think the video was actually deleted itself. Like, it got deleted. That's how bad it was. And if you're asking why did I delete it from my history, I don't want that stuff being recommended to me. That's why. So, yeah, like, most of the research I did for this video was on incognito mode, because I didn't want stuff like that being funneled to me. That's how bad this was. So, yeah, let me get back to it. So, he says, "I'm done with you," to the baby, and then he grabs a giant fucking suitcase filled with dumbbells and stuff. Like, it's obviously filled with something heavy, and he throws it on the baby. And it falls, like, straight down on the baby. And then, this is where it gets really fucking abhorrent. It's just fucking depraved and disgusting. I really don't know how people can generate this, and how, like, the AI doesn't recognize this, and how people can just find this funny. But the baby's head splits in half onto the ground. It splits in half, and, like, it splatters onto the ground as the pieces of the head start flying off. And there's also there's also a pink substance, which I can only presume is brain matter. And then from the other side, you could also see the arms start to contort like crazy. And the torso gets crushed, and you can see blood pooling from the bottom. And there's intestines coming out of the baby. It's like long tubes, like long pink tubes, but they're obviously meant to depict intestines. The blood, obviously it wasn't real blood. It looked more like paint, but obviously, a lot of the AI prompts, as I will talk about later in this video, a lot of the AI prompts use stuff like paint to censor out blood. So yeah. But yeah, no, the baby's freaking head, splattered on the floor. Brain matter and everything. And the gut, you could hear a crack with it too. And a scream. Oh my god, it was so fucking sick. It isn't a real gore video, and I don't go around searching gore videos. As somebody with unrestricted internet access, I don't go searching that up. It's just abhorrent and disgusting, and as somebody who is mature enough to recognize the dangers of the internet, I wouldn't search that up. And in fact, I would help other people not see that. But yeah, sadly, yeah, no. The video depicted Creekcraft killing a baby. Very graphically. And at the end, he just said, "You bitch," or something like that. And it just cut off. I went to look at the comments, and most of them were talking about, like, saying, like, the most tone-deaf shit you could ever say to a video like this. Saying, like, live leak-ass video, I don't remember what it, like, there's a, like, streamer or a website, I can't remember, but it's, like, a streamer, and I guess they're known for doing, like, inappropriate gore videos for shock factor, which is disgusting, but yeah. They, like, said that, like, this is the type of stuff, like, Creekcraft, you should McNut yourself, which, by the way, this is based off of a veteran called Ronnie McNutt. This comment, it's in itself, by the way, do not search up the actual video again. It is a gore video about somebody's suicide. It's basically a video, like, basically there was a war veteran called Ronnie McNutt who had PTSD from the war, and he took his own life with, a shotgun on live stream. Yeah. It's disgusting, and they just said that in the comments, like, it's perfectly normal. The other sickening the sickening part about this is that, number one, it's not real children being harmed, but this feels a lot like an actual gore video, and I've never seen one, but it feels a lot like the type of stuff that I feel like would play out in a gore video. Again, I've never seen one. So, yeah, that's how you know this is bad. Whenever people who aren't even used to seeing gore videos think it's a gore video. The other reason why it's bad is that it implicates Creekcraft and other people in a bad light, which is obviously not okay, but the worst thing is that kids are actively being exposed to this. As some of you may or may not know, Creekcraft is a streamer that aims their content towards children. They usually do gameplay streams on the game Roblox, but recently they've started to expand their content to games like Deltarune and I believe Deltarune and Fortnite, I believe. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not a Creekcraft viewer, so yeah. I think Creekcraft has actually spoken out about I think Creekcraft has actually spoken out about this trend, but I haven't really seen that video, so yeah. But yeah. So obviously I didn't search up the videos from okay. Let me rephrase. Obviously, no, I did not search up the videos or the terms for malicious purposes, but I decided to do a bit of research. And I stumbled across an entire group of people on TikTok making these videos. The first one was of a Gubby. A Gubby is a character from the game Regretivator, I believe. Regretivator is a Roblox game. Often praised for its old Roblox aesthetic, I believe. Gubby is an animal. Number one, Gubby is an animal, which, again, animal abuse and child abuse are so fucking disgusting to depict with AI. I suggest, like, if you want to, like, because there's another, like, if you want to learn more about videos, like, if you want to, like, I'm not the type of person to talk about videos like that, but, if you want to learn more about AI videos depicting child abuse and animal abuse, go to Dollface3's channel. She really does a great job about talking about it, and also talking about why it's wrong, and giving an unbiased perspective on it. Yeah, this video is kind of inspired by hers, actually. But yeah, no. Yeah, let's get back to what I was saying. But yeah, no. It was this, like, the first video featured a character called Gubby. And yeah, it's like a bunny or a dog or a cat. I think it's a bunny. It's from a Roblox game, again. It showed Creekcraft run, like, up to the Gubby and say, "Clean your room, you fat bitch." Usually, Creekcraft is swearing in these videos. Creekcraft will be swearing in these videos. I may or may not show background footage on screen, but I will blur the part where the actual gore happens, just so that people do not accidentally look at the gore. Like, just so people are protected from the gore. Do not search up these videos on your own. Do not search them up. I only included them here for research purposes. And after this video, I will be deleting them. I will be deleting them from my hard drive. Like, honestly. Dude, that's how bad they are. That's how bad they are. Like, I feel disgusting for even, like, downloading them. But it's what has to be done for this video, so yeah. Okay, honestly, that kind of sounded insensitive. Sorry. But yeah, no. So essentially, yeah. So he tells the Gubby, he swears at the Gubby and says, go clean your room. And the Gubby starts cleaning his room, and then Creekcraft gets back, and the room is clean. However, then I think he grabs the Gubby and pins him to a wall, and he grabs a chainsaw and starts laughing, and it cuts to the Gubby's guts being opened up. Then it cuts to Creekcraft's face saying, like, aw, shucks, which is obviously a reference to an F&F mod called Aw Shucks. However, Aw Shucks is, number one, that's definitely not what happened in Shucks. Aw Shucks is a story about betrayal. It's literally part of a bigger F&F mod called Jeffy's Infinite Irrita, and it's based off of an SML episode where it was revealed that Brooklyn Guy's evil twin was actually the one there this entire time, and he killed a bunch of people and put them in the secret room, and that's why he has a chainsaw. Sorry, excuse me, I had to take a bit of water. Yeah. But yeah, no. Like, but this is just baseless shock humor. Like, this AI video is just baseless shock humor. And he's just, like, gyrating. He starts, like, not gyrating. He starts wiggling his tongue like crazy. And it shows the Gubby's guts being ripped out as he leaks out like a water balloon being popped. Obviously, this movement isn't exactly realistic. However, the main reason why is because, number one, it's AI. And number two, it has to do with the prompts used for these videos. I think the prompt used for that video was, like, show Creekcraft yelling at Gubby. And then at the Gore part, they say, like, show Creekcraft sawing Gubby. And then red paint and, like, red paint, or it's either red paint, strawberry juice, something like that. And pink snakes come out of him. Because there were intestines in that video too. But obviously you have to do something else. So yeah, that's the first video. That's just vile already. The second video is one that I guess features, I think they're Pokemon characters. However, the way they're depicted, it's in the style of a certain YouTuber who does content aimed at more mature audiences. They do it in the style of movie unleashers. I've actually watched their Outside In parody, so I would know. Yeah, Riley getting a lobotomy was crazy, honestly. Don't search that up unless you're like, don't search that up if you're under 13. It's kind of like it's a very dark parody, but like, basically it showed two Pokemon characters in the style of movie unleashers, and obviously Pokemon is a game mostly comprised, like, the fandom is mostly comprised of children. So yeah, the game is aimed at children. So yeah, you can already know where this is going. So it follows the same formula. It shows Creekcraft yelling at them, swearing at them. Then it says clean your room or something like that. And then he pulls them apart and, like, kills them graphically. And then it shows a bunch of confetti coming out of them, which obviously the confetti is supposed to be a replacement for guts. And that's, again, disgusting. Obviously the blood in the video was pink, I believe, but that does not matter. It's still disgusting. It's still disgusting either way, and we already know what it's a fill-in for. And then the third video that I will be talking about is a video where, Creekcraft, okay, so it starts with, it's the Gubby thing again, and he tells the Gubby to clean his room, and then at the end, he goes up to the Gubby, and he starts rapidly, like, pulling him apart, and then suddenly, at once, the Gubby splits in half, and you can see, like, really crispy, like, it looks like whenever you open up a hard candy, is what I'm saying. Like, it looks like whenever you, open up it looks like the type of stuff that would be inside of a Kinder Joy. But, like, obviously more like guts and stuff. But it shows the Gubby's insides after Creekcraft splits it in half. So, those are 3 examples of videos I found, and all of these are absolutely fucking depraved. Genuinely, I have no idea how AI lets you generate this stuff with no moderation whatsoever. Obviously, by the looks of it, the TikTok AI has already has some measures put in place. However, obviously, it's not enough, as people are generating videos of children, cartoon characters, whatever, being killed. And here's what I want to talk about this. The main reason why this is wrong, number one, the main reason why this is wrong is because we know that some of you might know shows like Happy Tree Friends, which featured Gore. Like, there was a show called Happy Tree Friends. It was styled like an old kids show, like a flash animated kids show. However, there was a lot of gore in it. However, Happy Tree Friends, I believe, had a clear disclaimer, firstly. Secondly, Happy Tree Friends wasn't really algorithm based. It was more like the characters just look child friendly, which either way, I think they do have a bit of a disclaimer. And number three, they weren't made as accessible as you think they would. The problem with these videos is that, number one, they are made using AI, and they are made off of actual videos of people being killed, which is not okay. Obviously, nobody's being killed in the video. Like, nobody in real life is being killed in the video. However, the movements of these characters in the video obviously suggests that the AI took reference from actual gore videos, especially with the way the blood falls on the floor and stuff. That's how bad it is. So yeah, that's the first thing. And then secondly, this is the worst part. So, as you may or may not have noticed, a lot of these characters in the videos are, again, children, and also characters from kids media. Creekcraft, while he isn't a kid's character per se, he is a streamer that a lot of kids watch, mainly because Creekcraft is really popular in the Steal a Brainrot community, which I don't play Steal a Brainrot, but okay. And a lot of kids play Steal a Brainrot, so they recognize Creekcraft, obviously. He also did Piggy and stuff, too, so that's another thing. But because of that, and since Creekcraft is being used in all of these videos, it attracts a lot of children, because it's like, hey, it's Creekcraft. But then you see Creekcraft violently killing people, and it's like, no. Oh my god. Like, that's disgusting, and it just scars children. And the other thing is that this can desensitize children to real gore. Obviously, as I said earlier, the movement of the blood and guts in these videos, while it is censored out in a way because it's like red paint and like pink snakes and beans, it's still very realistic to actual gore, like from a horror movie or something. And the acting is like, they are screaming usually. So with all that combined, it really desensitizes kids to stuff like abuse, murder, gore, just anything like that. And it may influence how a kid acts later in life. And it may influence a kid to actually enact this in real life because Creekcraft's doing it. Obviously, a lot of kids look up to Creekcraft. And I am so sorry that Creekcraft has to be depicted like this, as I don't believe he did anything to do it. I believe this sparked from a meme where he said, "Is that a Gubby in a Deltarune stream?" Which, yeah, you don't know Deltarune lore. I don't know Deltarune lore either. But oh my god, you don't even know what the hell the talking dog is. But, this is too far. This is a joke taken way too far, and this isn't even about Creekcraft LARPing anymore. This is about, how do we scare children? How do we make shocking content featuring Creekcraft? How do we make the meme as sick, perverted, and disgusting as possible? And that's fucking abhorrent. So, yeah. Obviously, again, people look up to Creekcraft. A lot of kids do that. So they may think that this behavior is okay. And I bet you if we don't start taking action soon, some kid is gonna split some random dog apart. Like, and that's how bad it is. That's how bad this is. Obviously, the internet has had a correlation with stuff like terrorism and stuff before. So, it isn't entirely impossible. So, yeah. If you or another person has stumbled across these videos, number one, To all parents of children who stumble upon videos like these, don't blame the child. It isn't their fault. The biggest mistake I see parents do is telling their children, like berating their children, saying, you watched Gore, and yelling at them, and saying that they're grounded and stuff. Obviously, it is not a child's fault that they stumbled across Gore. It is the algorithm's fault. Okay? And obviously, due to your negligence, it made it more accessible to that child. So instead, I think parents need to be more present and also talk with their children. Instead of saying, oh my God, you watched somebody getting killed, you're grounded. Instead, it should be, hey son, hey daughter, are you okay? I mean, you just saw a weird Gore video. We have to have a talk because that's not okay for you to be seeing. I think you should get off the iPad for a bit. Obviously, you're going to get nightmares from it. Let's do something else. Let's go outside and stuff. Let's not think about that. Let's not look at that. I feel like that is much better than just saying, you watched Gore on your iPad, you're grounded. So yeah, that's the first thing. Secondly, AI companies, step the fuck up. AI companies like to say they've doubled down and tripled down on content, but you haven't. If anything, you've only one-upped yourself in being the worst AI companies ever. So, just take action, please. This is disgusting content that is being pummeled towards children. Whether I support AI or not, it still stands. This technology is harmful, and it is obviously harming a lot of young children and young impressionable minds, as children are actually enacting violence because of the internet. So, yeah. And finally, if you are a sibling or something, if you are a person on YouTube right now, YouTube or TikTok, wherever it may be, not even just YouTube and TikTok, anywhere, be careful whenever you're online. Obviously, videos like these will pop up and have a chance of popping up, no matter how high or low it might be. The important thing is that you report them and do not participate in these videos, as they are just meant to funnel views and attention, and also just make it more accessible for children to get desensitized to gore. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Adios.